Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Honestly, it's one of my favorite spin-offs of anything ever. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon has always had a special place in my heart. I started with Explorers, skipped Gates, and then went straight to Super, and I've been feeling dry ever since.
I have dry balls.
Just the premise of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is fantastic. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, having Pokemon going on an adventure and whatever." Okay, that's great and all, but what about being the Pokemon? Would that not be way cooler? I mean, this is basically Pokemon isekai, if I'm being honest. And I think this series is kind of underrated and isn't shown enough love, I think. I mean, they could honestly do an entire show or an entire movie or something about it. I mean, what's the most it's gotten? It's got a couple one-off mangas, it's got a couple one-off anime specials, but and then the games, and that's about it. That you could do so much with this. And you know, the community, there's a lot of people who make like fan comics and stuff like that. Um Fan comics like that though are a story for another day, but I mean, there's so much potential to the series, and I feel like it's just being ignored or wasted. I don't know. However, I am very glad that they have decided to remake Rescue Team. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get it initially, but if there's any potential that Explorers can get remade or the series can be, revitalized and they can have a new game on the Switch even, I would support that possibility. Absolutely, 100%. And that is the story of how I decided to play Rescue Team DX. So I kind of sat on the original Rescue Team. I never played it. I mean, I played it for like an hour. I got to, I think, Mount Steel, which is like the first dungeon. That's the length of the demo for Rescue Team DX. So yeah. But I sat on the game because, I didn't really care. I mean, once I had Explorers, I was like, well, this is just great. And then at some point I looked up what the story was, and I was like, wow, it's kind of underwhelming. And I can say, playing DX definitely as underwhelming as I thought it was. I would say out of all the stories in all the all of the Mystery Dungeon games, except for Gates, because I didn't play that one, and I didn't really look up the story either, so I have no idea what's going on. But of the ones that I've played, Rescue Team has the weakest story, at least for me. And I mean, there's just some stuff in there that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why is Gengar's team called Team Meanies? That's a really lame name. Also, why is their goal world domination? How do you wish to achieve that? And what will you do once you achieve it? What? And then also, Gengar, whom nobody trusts, somehow convinces everyone that you need to die. I mean, it progresses the story, but why? Why that way? I just feel like that. I feel like things could have gone a different direction story-wise. Just, it's not the greatest. I mean, it was the first of its kind, but it wasn't the best. It was a half-decent rough draft, and that's about all I can give it. Okay, now that criticism's out of the way, let's get to the other stuff. Visually, this game is fantastic. I love the art style. It's like a storybook aesthetic. Honestly, if every Mystery Dungeon game after this were to have that same aesthetic, I'd be cool with that. I'd be perfectly fine with that. I mean, it just looks gorgeous. And the music is fantastic, out of this world. 10 out of 10, 100%. Great. And of course, there's the gameplay. Now, in the first two Mystery Dungeon games, the one thing I do recall is the gameplay not being the greatest. It was kinda ass. Like, even Explorers, the gameplay was not the greatest. The dungeon gameplay was, it felt not very fleshed out, not very well thought out. It was just kind of a lot. It felt experimental and not much else. When I finally got to Super, oh, it was just so much better. They added wands, all the other items, had a purpose and they felt worthwhile. And there was just so much more that they had added, and they took a lot of that and put it into Rescue Team. So not only do you have a lot of the stuff that was originally there, you also have a lot of the new stuff that improves the gameplay immensely. Immensely. That, and there's a few additions that I really, really, really like. For one, you got the Makuita Dojo. I don't know how it was in the original. I think it was just a bunch of random dojos. Not dojos, a bunch of random dungeons. And, you can find legendary Pokemon or something in there, or whatever, I don't know. They had the Marowak Dojo as well in the in Explorers. But now, Makuita Dojo is all about, hey, you need some extra levels? Here's some extra levels. You can get one of 3 passes. You get the Bronze, Silver, and Gold pass. Each one gives you a time, like a difference of 5 seconds as you go up in ranks. But you get increasing experience from Bronze to Gold. And early on in the game, you'll level up at least once each time you go in. It's not to level, it's not till the late 30s where, you might not level up each time that you go in. Which, all things considered, that's pretty good. That's pretty overpowered. And then, of course, the other big addition for this one is, I guess there's a couple other big additions. They have the, Rainbow and DX gummies, which in the originals, I think in the original Rescue Team, but definitely in Explorers, you had different colored gummies where you'd give them to a specific type of Pokemon, and then that would, it would improve. I think it was IQ, but I don't know what IQ was for. I don't remember. I don't remember what that stuff was for, but yeah, you'd use that on specific Pokemon. Blah, 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 blah. Now the specific gummies are gone. You just get Rainbow gummies and DX gummies, both of which will increase base stats. Which there's other items that will increase base stats, and then there's also Power Drink, Accuracy Drink, which will boost the effectiveness, the accuracy and whatnot of specific moves, which, if you end up getting rid of a move, that's really unfortunate, but it's fine. And then one of my favorite additions is the rare qualities. So there's quite a few rare qualities. I don't know how many there actually are. It's maybe 20. There's quite a few though. There will be some where you can, recruit more Pokemon at a time. That's the first one I got. So for each Pokemon that you recruit in a dungeon, you're more likely to recruit even more Pokemon for as long as you have more members on your team. And you can have up to 8 in a dungeon, which is a lot. You can have a lot of the other guys tank hits for you, which is really nice. And it makes bosses so much better because it's just oh yeah, every time the boss hits, he hits for 60 and then you're almost dead. How about your teammates tank the hits for you, and then you get 8 Pokemon at once attacking the same enemy every turn. It was really good. And then there's another one I had, which was each time you eat anything, it will fully restore your hunger, which was really nice. Basically, I didn't even need to carry around apples as long as I could find random berries in a dungeon, or if I needed to heal with an orange berry, I just eat that and it would fully heal me. It would fully restore my hunger. It was pretty good. And then I'm in the middle. I'm not in the middle, but I started the post game. I figured might as well not put that in the video. Maybe I'd make another one, probably not. But I got a new rare quality, which I replaced Squad Up. It's XP Boost, which really, really increases the amount of experience you gain. I was going into Makuita Dojo, and I'd have to go in multiple times, even with a gold ticket, just to level up once. I did it again with I think it was a silver ticket when I was in like the 40s, and I leveled up twice with this rare quality. Ooh, it was really, really strong. There's a few others, but I mean, I've looked through a lot of them. Okay, there's another one called Squeeze Out, where if you run out of moves, you can sometimes gain points back into those moves, so you can reuse them. That's another one that I used a lot of. Yeah, overall the gameplay is phenomenal. I didn't feel like I had much trouble getting through stuff. Like, in Explorers, I remember having a lot of trouble in certain areas and certain story areas. And I felt like if the game had been what it used to be, I would have had trouble in certain areas. But these new additions and like the gameplay overhaul, it fixed so many of the problems I would have had otherwise. In other words, I'm very happy with the remake, and I really, really hope they do Explorers, because I really like Explorers. Seriously, I just want more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, because, I mean, it even, it does Pokemon's core themes better than the mainline games. What is mainline Pokemon about? It's not about catching them all. It's never been about catching them all, except for, Gens 1 and 2 maybe. But after that, it's never been about catching all of them. It's been about going on an adventure, making friends, getting stronger. That's it. Those are the three core things to Pokemon. And this has all of that. Adventure? Yeah, that's like the first thing. Making friends? You make a friend in that's the first thing you do before you go on an adventure. Get stronger? That's what the adventuring is for. God, I love these games. And Rescue Team DX is fantastic. I'm going to play way more than I thought I was going to. I enjoy it very much. I put down like 2 to 3 games just to play Rescue Team when it came out, because I started playing it and I was just like, wow, this is really good. I just want to keep playing. But, now I gotta start working on those other games. After I do more of the post game, because I'm still playing it. I really like these games, but I'll have to get back to the other ones eventually. Hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit more of something done before Final Fantasy VII comes out. Who knows, by the time this comes out, it might already be out. But I'm really excited for that. I wish I had more time to play these, but I don't get to be in quarantine because I work at a grocery store, so that's fun. But that's what doing these videos is for. It's so I can finish my backlog. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant. Thank you for watching. Press all the buttons and have a nice day.